Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be seeing if Homelander was real, could the military actually defeat him? And first, we're going to have to do the Homelander scaling. So Homelander should be, around town level to large town level. It is stated that the military threw all kind of weapons at him, so he should be in that range. And he did easily survive this multi-city block level point blank explosion. And for speed, Homelander ranges from like hypersonic plus to massively hypersonic. It's shown that he could like outspeed a C4 explosion and react to his own lasers. I can't 100% say, his lasers are light speed, so I'm putting him at massively hypersonic in terms of speed or lightning timer. Homelander can fly at high speeds and he could shoot lasers out from his eyes. And he is very durable. He has very durable skin. And in terms of combat skills, Homelander mostly uses his lasers and basic punches to take down his targets. And his lasers seem to have like a range of about 100 meters or roughly one football field. It could be higher than this, but this is all I've seen from the show. So this is going to be all it takes to take down the entire U.S. military. And for this listing, it's going to be pretty simple. Over here is Homelander gets one-shotted. Over here is he loses. Over here is 50-50 chance. And down here is he wins. And the reason why the colors are like this is we don't want Homelander to actually win because, we live on planet Earth. So if he wins, it's bad news for us. So we actually want him to lose. Now that the Homelander scaling is out of the way, we can now figure out if the military has enough to defeat him. And for this section, I'm going to break down the military into different divisions like the Army, the Navy, Air Force, nukes, and then the full force of the military. And afterwards, we'll see if Homelander could take on militaries around the world if they all work together. And before you guys even say it, yes, I know the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force usually works together. But in this case, we're going to use their individual strength against Homelander. So if, I take the Army, they can't use the Navy or the, jets from the Air Force. Same thing with the other divisions. Now, finding all of the info about the military would have taken me forever if I wasn't already working on another video involving them. The Big Mom Pirates versus the military. So this would be much quicker than expected. And let me know if you guys actually want that video in the comment section below. First up is the Army. The Army has an active battle-ready personnel count of 461,000 troops. Not all of the personnel are soldiers though. Some are engineers, some are medics, and some are mechanics. But we will use all of them in combat if needed. For their equipment, they all have bulletproof vests, helmets, and are equipped with high-powered rifles, pistols, but they also have access to rocket launchers, machine guns, flamethrowers, and grenades. Since they are ground troops, they will also have 4,650 tanks and roughly 3,000 artillery guns and over 360,000 armored vehicles with machine guns on them. Now, could Homelander take on the entire US Army? I have to say most likely, Homelander with his laser beams have sliced through heavily armored SWAT members like it was nothing. His lasers can cut through an entire airplane with ease and most likely can slice through tanks as well. Homelander can move pretty fast, so I don't think enough tank fire and artillery fire would hit him, and plus, he should be durable enough to at least take a few dozen rounds of artilleries and keep going. Flamethrowers can't, get close to him enough to actually hurt him, and machine gun fire isn't going to do much to him, and plus, he is fast enough to just dodge. So he does beat the Army, but it will take a while to take on 461,000 people, tanks, and armored vehicles. So we're going to put him, he wins. Up next is the Navy. It's way more impressive than the Army. The Navy has a battle-ready personnel count of 343,000 troops. If I include the Marines, that would add another 177,000 troops. The Navy also has high-powered guns, but more importantly, they have ships, battleships to be more specific. The Navy currently has 232 ships ready for battle. 76 of them are destroyers, 68 of them are underwater submarines, 34 of them are amphibious assault ships, and 26 of them are corvettes. 11 of them are aircraft carriers, 9 of them are cruisers, and 8 of them are mine ships. Some of these ships have large cannons mounted onto them and can shoot missiles. They have cruise missiles with ranges over 2,400 kilometers or 1,500 miles. And these missiles range in speed from subsonic to Mach 2 to like around Mach 3. The submarines also can shoot missiles deep underwater. They also have different types of missiles. They have tactical warheads, they have cluster bombs, they have vacuum bombs which suck up the oxygen in the surrounding areas. The submarines can also launch nuclear missiles, but I'm not going to include those for the Navy. Aircraft carriers can carry jets on them, but in this case, they won't have access to jets and helicopters. So let's see if Homelander could take on the Navy. I don't think Homelander could take on the Navy. The Navy has too many missiles for Homelander to handle. A regular missile won't take him out, but if they start, firing a bunch of vacuum bombs, napalm bombs, and chemical weapons at Homelander, he will get destroyed. His lasers only have a certain amount of range, so they can't really hit all the Navy ships, because that would be difficult. Plus, the Navy can send dozens of missiles hundreds of miles away in all types of different directions in Homelander's area, and even if Homelander can move faster than the missiles, enough missiles can cover a large enough area where eventually Homelander will be hit or affected by them, especially the vacuum bombs or any chemical weapon they use on him. Also, Homelander doesn't really have any answer to the underwater submarines. He can't shoot lasers at them when they are hundreds of meters underwater, and for all we know, Homelander can't breathe underwater or in space. And he hasn't been shown to swim underwater, so he really couldn't do anything to the subs. So in this case, Homelander loses. I don't think he gets one-shotted, but he loses pretty bad. Now for the U.S. Air Force, there are 321,000 battle-ready personnel in the U.S. Air Force. They currently have roughly 13,000 aircrafts in service. Out of the 13,000, 2,300 of them are jet fighters, which could, send long-range missiles and have, machine guns, and could reach anywhere between Mach 2 to Mach 6. They also have 141 bombers, which can drop cluster bombs, vacuum bombs, missiles, napalm, and even nuclear bombs. Same with the Navy. We are not going to include or let them use any nuclear bombs for the Air Force. So can Homelander take on the Air Force? And I have to say, no. I think he loses. He doesn't get one-shotted, but he loses. Yes, Homelander is faster than the jets, but they are sending dozens of missiles from multiple jets from miles away. Then, he will eventually get hit, especially if they send a barrage of vacuum bombs near him or around him or around his area, taking up all the oxygen in the air. Homelander would be cooked. However, Homelander would do much better against them than the Navy, since, he could fly and he has very accurate lasers. And he most definitely would take out a good portion of the Air Force. So I'll put the Air Force right behind the Navy. Up next are nuclear weapons, and the US alone has 3,800 active nuclear weapons in its inventory. They have another 1,750 retired nuclear weapons in their inventory. And back in the 60s, the US had over 31,000 nuclear weapons in their inventory. That's not even including the rest of, other countries that have nuclear weapons. Each nuclear weapon range in power from, 15 kilotons with the little boy to, 100 to, 50 to 100 megatons with the Tsar Bomba. And yes, the Tsar Bomba was 50 megatons, but they said they could add another 50 megatons, but they didn't want to because the plane would get caught up in the explosion. And all of that was way back during the Cold War, so we really don't know if the yield of nuclear bombs have gotten stronger and better because, it's 2025 now. So can Homelander survive a nuclear bomb? The answer is most likely no. It is said that the military threw many weapons at him, but in the boys comic book, Jasper Sturwell, who is Vought American's CEO, told his team that a nuclear weapon is more than capable of handling Homelander, and I am 100% sure that, Homelander would die from a dozen nuclear bombs that hit him or even land near him, even if he survives the first one. And if they hit Homelander with a 50 megaton or 100 megaton bomb, I am sure he will die instantly. So I'm gonna assume he gets one shotted by a nuclear bomb, because like nuclear bombs have huge radius and have multiple things that make it dangerous. First is the force slash shock wave. Second is the ball of fire, which could reach up to like temperatures of like 15 million Kelvin. And third is the most deadly part of it, toxic radiation. Nuclear weapons tend to release three different types of radiation: thermal radiation, residual radiation, and ionizing radiation. Out of the three, ionizing radiation is the worst type. It will affect the atoms in your body, causing cancer and severe illness. So no, Homelander can't take on a bunch of nukes. Plus, nuclear bombs affect everyone in the U.S. So the U.S. wouldn't want to use one unless it's absolutely necessary. So it would actually be a loss if the U.S. Uses a nuclear weapon. So you could count it as a win, but he does get one-shotted by a nuke. Last in line is the entire military. So this includes all of the divisions over here: Navy, Air Force, and Army combined, all working together. Plus the other militaries around the world, all working in tandem to like take down Homelander, and he's definitely not gonna survive this one. I think they could even like one shot him, not really like one shot him, but like take him down very easily, just with like a bunch of bombs, like vacuum bombs or whatnot. If they all work together in like with like one hive mind or whatnot, they will easily take down Homelander, just like with regular weapons, not even nukes or anything like that. And if you include like nukes, other countries like Russia, I think they have like 13,000 nukes by themselves. Yeah, it's not even a competition. But that's all for this video, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe. That would mean a whole lot to me. And leave your comments in the comment section below. And I'm out of here. Peace.